No, I know to solve it like ever.
Have you tried?
I tried, but I don't really understand. Like, it's just
One
confusing.
hint.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, let's try this one together. It says f of x is absolute value of this, g of x is this. Find the number of intersections of the graphs. Okay, so we should draw the graphs. We should grab the functions approximately and then try to see, okay, number of intersections would be what? So let's see. For first one, at first it says sine of 2 pi x. So if we draw sine of 2 pi x, it would be what?
Just a sine graph.
Yes, and it would be something like this. And can you tell me this point is what?
1, 1, 0.
1, 0. What do you mean what?
Oh,
X coordinate. X coordinate is 1, you meant
yeah.
y.
Oh wait, no. Period is 1, so this should be 1/2.
Exactly. Because look, you can also, for this problem, it's good to imagine, or if it is hard, you can draw. So look, sine, first time we reach 0 is sine of pi. So if it's 1/2, it is 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is something like this, right?
Yeah.
It is 1, this point is what?
That's 3/2.
3/2. And you can continue like this. Keep writing. This point is what?
-1/2.
Exactly.
-1.
And so on. So here I can say what? If considers absolute value of this, then -1/2, then absolute value, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's draw it a step by step. At first, let's consider absolute value of this. So it would be this one, right?
Okay.
It is 2, it is 1. This one is this one is this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and now we can erase this. Erase this. Okay, then we should subtract 1/2 and again absolute value, right?
Yes.
So we know this length is 1, right?
Okay.
So if we consider -1/2, so we should do something. Let's erase this point, this axis, and it will be something like this, right?
So
And
that becomes the
x
new
coordinate of
x-axis.
each of them is 1, right? These are x coordinates, agreed?
Yes.
And this point
So
also would be,
that new line becomes your x-axis, right?
can I say it again?
This new like horizontal line is the new x-axis after you subtract 1.
Yes, it is x-axis, x.
Okay.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we should consider absolute value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to consider absolute value, let's copy this one again. If we consider absolute value of this, let's see what happens. Here we go like this one. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And so on. And x coordinates of these things. Let me write. And here x coordinate of this is -1/2, -1, right?
Mm-hmm.
0, 1/2, 1, 3/2, and 2. Agreed?
That's for like the tip part, like the The
X
sharp part, the
coordinate. These
spice part.
numbers are X coordinate of our values.
Okay.
Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, now we've reached f of this, right?
Yes.
Now it says calculate g of that. Means we should again consider absolute value, but here we have absolute value. We don't, absolute value has no effect, right?
Yeah.
So absolute value, we should subtract 1/4 and then take absolute value again, right?
Yeah.
So for taking or considering -1/4, let's see what happens. So -1/4 would be something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this point now is 1/4, this point, and this point is -1/4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Agreed?
Yes.
And now we consider, so it is what? This one minus 1/4. And now we consider absolute value of that, which is what? Let's consider this one y1, this one x1. Okay, so let's consider this one, for example, h of x. And we should multiply it also by 4, right?
Yeah.
So 4 times h of x means consider absolute value of this and multiply by 4. So it would be what? This point is what? Let's
This is
maximize.
0, 1.
1.
Y coordinate 1.
1. Then look, it is something like this. So it would be this one. Then it would be this one. Then it would be this one. Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, and here, because we consider absolute value of this, it is 1/4, it is 1. So we can conclude something. It goes until this part, goes up to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is until this part, okay? And then we have same thing. Instead of this, we have this, right? And
Yeah.
then what? It is like this one, you say, okay, this one. So it would be this, and then again this one, and it will be repeated, right?
Yeah.
So the x coordinate of this point is what?
1. No, 1/2.
1/2,
1/2.
right?
Yeah.
And again, all these things will be repeated, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's consider second one. For this one, I switch y and x, and then at the end I switch again y and x, okay?
Okay.
To be easier to work with, 4g f of cosine 3 pi x. Let's draw this one first. So you couldn't draw like this, h of x, for example, this one and this one. See, okay, what happens? You didn't do that?
I didn't try to graph it.
So want to do the rest now or want to do it as homework?
But what do I do with these graphs?
So you should graph. So let's do something. Try to graph this one like the thing I did. Try and let me copy F and G. Try to do the second part on your own because they are similar.
Oh.
Let me copy, paste it here. So try to graph this function first on your own, okay?
Well, I don't know if I drew this correctly.
Okay, could you draw these?
I mean, I drew. It's like similar, but it's cosine now, and it's like.
So for
Let's see.
cosine,
Okay,
It
so
would
it's
be
like I don't. How do I
something.
describe it to you? I don't know.
Can I say it again?
How am I supposed to describe this? Or like tell you like
So
what I drew?
describe your figure. One way is to send a photo of your picture through WhatsApp or through email. Want to send the photo of your graph?
Wait, can you scroll up a little?
Okay.
Can I just see?
For this
Can I
one,
just compare it to the other? Can I compare it to the other one?
h
So
of
it just
x
looks
is
like
this.
this.
If it counts the first one, h of x. Yes.
So what I drew, it looks like this, but just it's centered around the y. It's like symmetrical about the y-axis now.
About y-axis, so let's check. For this one also, we should keep writing until 1. Because it is 1/2. Again, you should draw something like this. And then this one. And then this part. Let me tell you. Oh no. This one. And then 1. Okay. And if you draw the next one, you will understand that we have to draw until 1. So for next one, you should first draw cosine of 3 pi x.
Yeah.
It would be something like this. And because we should calculate absolute value of that, so let's start from this one. Cosine now, absolute value of cosine of 3 pi x. Okay. So do you agree it would be something like this?
Yeah.
Can you tell me this value is what?
1/6.
Exactly, because it should be pi over 2, 1 over 6. What about this one?
This one is 1/2.
1/2. Okay, let's see. Because it should be 3 pi over 2, 1/2. Exactly. This one would be what?
This one would be 5/6.
Yes, 5 over 6, and so on, right? You should
Mm-hmm.
add 1 over 3, right? Or 2 over
Yeah.
6. So this point is what?
It is 7/6.
Exact, 7 over 6, and so on. Now it says f of this, so you should subtract 1/2 and then take absolute value again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we subtract 1/2, so we should consider this one, and then if we consider absolute value, let me draw with blue. It would be something like this. This one, 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 and this one. X coordinates this 1/2 5 over 6 and 7 over 6. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
If we consider this one minus 1/2, absolute value, and y coordinate of all of them is 1/2. But this one
Yeah.
was 1. Agreed?
Yeah.
So it was f of that. Now for g, we should consider absolute value, then subtract 1 over 4, then absolute value again, and multiply by 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now let's consider this one. Let's take this. Okay. So when it says, okay, subtract this by 1 over 4, we should consider this one, and then it would be what? This one would be 1 over 4. This one, negative 1 over 4, then absolute value, and then multiply by 4, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this one is only minus 1 over 4. If we consider absolute value and multiply it by 4, it would be what? It would be something like this. And this is 1. Then look, it is something like this. So we should do this. And then this one. And then this one. And this one. then this one, and this one, then this one, and this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, like that one. So let's consider x coordinates that we know. For this one, it is 1 over 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
For next one, it is 1/2, right?
Yeah.
So we should keep writing to see what happens until 1. You will see. So if we keep writing, it is 1/2, then it is this one, then you should consider this part, then you should consider this one, then it is 5 over 6. Okay, where is 1 if you want to find 1?
It's at the center of like the kind of hump part, like the sign, the round part.
Can you say it again?
It's like at the round part, the middle of the round.
So let's consider from here. Cosine of 3 pi is what if x is 1?
Is cosine of 3 pi is just -1.
It's -1, so it is here, right?
Yeah.
So this one is 1, this one is 1, and 5 over 6, this one, and because it says this part, and until this, it is 1. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your function is this.
Yes.
Okay, now let's consider h of x. Let's consider the first one is h of x, and let's consider, for example, this one that we drew is, for example, w of x. Okay, so here it is w of x, and the first one, let's copy h of x. Now we want to find, we should switch x and y for w, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what should we do? It says find number of intersections.
Yeah.
Do you agree we should rotate this one, right? We should switch x and y, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we consider, let's consider, for example, a pink part from 0 to 1. If we draw a good figure, it would be something like this. It goes only to 0, 1. Also, it would be something like this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This one, also this one. Now we want to find number of intersections of these two functions, but here we should switch x and y. Want hint for this part or want to try on your own?
Just to find the number of intersections.
We want to find number of intersection if you switch here x and y, and with this function, see how many intersections are there. Want hint or want to try on your own?
Hint.
Okay, so because we should switch here x and y, and they agree only if you have intersections, what happens x and y should be in what interval?
0, 0, 1, 0, 1.
Yes, because look here, the agree y is from 0 to 1.
Yeah.
So after switching x and y, if we switch x and y, then what is from 1 to 0?
What? X is between 0 and 1.
X is from 0, 1, right?
Yeah.
So do you agree if we want to find intersection, x should be between 0 and 1, right?
Yeah.
And in this figure, y is from 0 to 1. So if we consider a point that satisfies both of them, each intersection, x should satisfy this one, y should satisfy this one. So if you have an intersection, x and y of that intersection should be from 0 to 1. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
So let's draw a box. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to draw one of them, for example, with black, one of them with red. So let's consider, for example, this one with black. So suppose it is x, it is y. If I want to show this function and it is from 1, 1. If I want to show this function, it is easy. It would be what? It would be from here to here, right? A line like this. Again, for example, this line would be something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Let's consider this one with blue. Can you tell me what happens here for this function?
It goes from the top right corner,
So,
curves.
can you tell me this point shows what this point?
What? It's 1, 1. Wait, 1.
This point is 1, 1.
And that is uh no 1, 0 on this graph.
Exactly, because here y coordinate is 1, x coordinate 0, so you should switch and we reach this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to something like this, to this point. So what can we say? For example, this point is on which side? Top, left, bottom, right?
Wait, what's your question?
I want to draw this line, okay?
Okay.
So I found this point. I said I should connect this to here or here or here to which part?
To the y-axis.
Yes, to left side, right? Because here x is something, y is 0, you should switch. So y is something, x is 0. So it would be this. So it would be a line, right? And let me ask you this. Is a line like this one or this one? We don't need, but I just want to check with you. Is it like first, like let's consider, is first one, second one? It is similar to first one or second one?
Concave down, right?
It would be this one,
No, concave down. So it would be
this
like
one,
the top one, right?
this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If you see from origin here, it would be this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, something like this. It goes, goes, goes. There are some lines, right? How many black
Mm-hmm.
lines are there? How many blue lines are there? So number of black lines is what? Number of blue lines is what? Calculate this.
$16 black.
16 blacks. Okay, let's check. Blacks are these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 16, yes, 16 blacks. And how many blues?
$24.
Okay, can you say it
24.
again? 24, you said?
20, 24.
Yes. So do you agree because each line, each blue line is something from here to here, and each black line is something from here to here, they have one intersection, right?
Yeah, so that gives you
Yes, you
16 times
multiply 16 by
24.
24, but let's see what happens near this part, okay? Now I
Yeah.
want to analyze this part. Can you tell me, if I consider last line here, we said these lines are blacks, right?
Yeah.
This is blue. And if you consider our black would be something like this, right? For this point, this line, last line. Agreed.
Yeah.
And also let me ask you
Shouldn't
this.
be.
It would be like this
Or
one
why
or
is
like
it?
this one. Can you say concave up or concave down?
Or why is the black one going horizontal?
Last line, this line, concave up or concave
But
down.
isn't this vertical? Isn't this should this go down to the x-axis, not the y-axis?
Uh, this
Why is
one.
it going to?
Look, this point 1 1. Okay, we have 1 1. And then I want
But
to
why?
draw
Why?
this line. You say we should connect. Yes, yes, yes. We should connect this one to here, for example, concave up or concave down.
Why is it going to? Hmm, this is like that. So it's concave. It's just the same as it is here. So concave up.
Exactly. Concave up. Because it is like XY that we have, and it concave up, it was something like this. So it would be something like this figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me draw black. Okay, now let's consider blue. For blue, what can we say if we consider this point again? If we consider last line, it concave up or concave down?
Um. You rotate it like this. Um. Weird. Still up, right?
You think it is something like this?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's the same. It should be the same as the first line, which is, or the opposite of the first line, which is
This line. It
concave
is
down.
this line, right? We
I
should
know, but it should be
switch.
the opposite.
Can I say it again?
I just think it should be the opposite of the bottom blue line.
Blue line. This one. If we consider only blue line, it would be something like this or something like this.
Concave up.
Concave up, like this one, right?
Yeah,
Okay, the reason is what?
because when you like rotate this, I'll explain it. So in the WX basically graph when it's just W of X, the the two like circular the two not circular the two like kind of round parts on the graphs are opposite each other from 0 to 1. So when you rotate it, they're also facing different ways.
Yes, also if you consider from origin, then this one will be x-axis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. If we
Yeah.
switch x and y, this one would be x-axis, this one would be y-axis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is our 0 1, it is our point. So when we consider this one as this vertex, this one is what? Y1 x0, right? Y1
Yeah.
x0 would be this. If you consider
Yeah.
from this point, it is something like a quarter, right? So it would be this one, right? Also, you can consider like this. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me consider this one. Okay, now here we want to see how many intersections are there, okay? If we have only one or more, okay? We've calculated this one here. So two things happened here. So let me tell you what are the cases. So the first case can be what? Can be like this. something like this. Second case, let me tell you, would be what? For first case, it would be something like this. For second case, it would be something like this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now we want to see which of these two things happen. Okay?
Okay.
So let me, these are our functions. Let me do something. Let's insert the page. Okay, so if I consider it insert page. Okay, now it will do this. So try to see which of these two things is acceptable. Try first on your own.
I don't know how I'm supposed to be able to know.
Okay, I told you one idea last session for solving. Yeah,
Would like
let
take
me
the
tell you
derivative,
which
but I
problem. We
still
had lots of circles this one. Remember?
yeah.
You should use exactly same approach. Want more hint or that's enough?
So it has to do with the derivative of the
Yes, you should take
thing.
derivatives.
Okay.
One more hint or that's enough?
I can try, but
Okay, sure.
I still don't know how to solve this.
Okay, let me tell you. Here, for the first one, we want to find the differences, okay? For the first one, let's consider near this point, okay? Let's consider derivatives. So this function, it is blue, right? It is something like this. And the black would be what? Would be something like this, right?
Yeah.
For this one, black is something like this. If we draw something like this, but the blue is something like this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the difference between these two things?
Whether the black derivative is greater or the blue
It is
derivative is
one, for
greater.
example, it is one, blue one is one, black one is second one. So, what's the difference? So, difference of these two figures with respect to derivatives.
Y1 prime greater than Y2 prime in figure 1.
For this one, y1 prime is greater than y2 prime, you said?
No, wait, no. Y2 prime is greater, sorry.
Yes. For this one,
Man, it's just the other way around, so it's Y1
y1
prime
prime
greater
is
than.
greater than y2 prime. So, the only thing you should check is derivative for which of them is greater near 1. Want more hint or that's enough?
Well, it's just the blue one because the blue one goes vertical.
Exactly, obviously, because here the blue one is horizontal, so when you switch, it's vertical. It's infinity. But for this one, it is something positive, right? But not infinity.
Yeah,
So blue one
yeah.
is greater. So this one is correct, this one is right. So we have two intersections. So we should add one, which is what? 385, I think it was the answer. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Understood completely how we solve this?
yeah.